The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, we go into the breach, dear friends. And, I got some funny stuff going on here. Not funny, ha-ha. Just noisy, ha-ha. And didn't know. Anyway, I hear a lot of background noise. Not exactly sure why. May have to reboot during the break. Anyway, they say my sound sounds okay. It sounds noisy here, so we'll have to see. Anyway, what else do we have going on out here? Well, of course, all you have to do is wait maybe 5-10 minutes if you don't like the way that the market's moving, and it will move instantly against you. If you thought we were going higher on Friday, then, of course, we had to go lower today. And, of course, if you thought that it was going to break out at the bottom today, it probably has to go higher. Again, much like the Midwest weather, and that is just wait 10 minutes and it will change. Maybe a little longer, maybe an hour or two. I thought it was an excellent opportunity to put on a position in the longer term. I think that we've got a market that is probably bottoming out before the end of the year. And, the problem is there is such a enormous bias to the upside between now and the end of the year. We would truly, if the market can't go lower with Draghi and it can't go lower with terrorist action on our own shores, does that mean it will never go down? The answer is no. But it does mean that I think that we probably will have problems going down before the new year. I've said before that I thought we were going to stumble up into the end of the year, and I think that's still what's going to happen. Options are telling us we expire somewhere around here. With all the short interest, though, I suspect that that's a little on the low side. Right now, we're trading out at 2075 on the S&P cash with a 2.4 billion on the New York Consolidated tape. That tells me that we've got a little bit less volume than we did on Friday and Thursday last week. So this energy is not building up. Maybe it comes in the last few minutes of the day. I do not think so. I think this is kind of a last washout that we're going to have for a while. And I think I had that description, and I learned it from Tim Ward, was that he would talk about markets just stumbling up. And I guess what he really meant was it was kind of like light and variable winds. Yeah, are they coming out of the west? But sometimes they're the north. Sometimes they're the south. But for the most part, it's kind of out in that direction. So if you were in a boat and just floating around in a pond, it would be pushing you kind of one direction, up a little, down a little bit. But you were certainly going the other way other than where the wind was coming from. And that's a great deal. Some people call it the drunkard's walk, whereas if you just walk normally back to your house, the drunk probably, he may add a good 50% more walking because, of course, it's a little to the left and a little to the right. And he may have to stop for various reasons. And if you've ever been drunk walking home, you know those reasons. If not, well, I don't know what else I can say about that. Anyway, not a lot out here. I know a lot of people want to make everything a mountain out of a molehill. I had some people contact me over the last few days and give me all kinds of prognostications about this or that. And they're talking about 2 minutes and 5 minute and 10-minute charts. And all I can think of is the wise one, that is Jesse Livermore, who said that people that look at charts like that are the same kind of people that try to tell you what day it is by looking on the second hand of their watch. That is not a trend. That is probably, like I said, just enough breeze to move something up or down or left or right. But it is not a trend. And, why we have a lot of volatility in the market, just think that you really need to step back and look at the daily charts today. Even if you're trading those 10-minute charts, I think that they are probably good for about an hour to 2 hours at best. They continue to probably confound most folks, but we'll see how the day ends out here. But I can't really say that this really says that this market is this bearish. We're just going to have a few times where everybody's going to try to hop on board and get the short train running. They will probably run out of juice, and then we will slowly head higher. And it's not a lot higher. So I'm not telling you to buy or go along the S&P or the NASDAQ. I just think that it will stumble higher. And as I said last week, I will be in stocks that are super short. In fact, I got a list of them. We'll be going through some of those today. In the meantime, we got to get this party started.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Anyway, it is a wonderful day in history. On this day in 1994, Orange County files for bankruptcy protection after Robert Plittron, its chief investment officer, loses billions of dollars speculating on derivatives and betting that interest rates would not rise. Does that sound like anybody? The rates are never going to rise. Anyway, when asked a year earlier why this wasn't risky, Citron answers, "I'm one of the largest investors in America. I just know these things." Famous last words. Also on this day in 1880, the Panama Canal goes public. And of course, this was backed in France. It went out at $100 a share. Within 2 or 3 years, it was worthless. How did these people put together such a scam on the people of France? And this wasn't the first time in France that this had been done. They had allotted 300,000. Now, this is 1880. They had allowed and allotted, after it came out, almost $300,000 to throw around in the media of their time. And God only knows what journalistic ethics were in 1880. Probably not any better than now. I can't imagine how you can have a operative of a political party host a Sunday morning show and act like he isn't a complete total hack. In fact, if I ran the news organization of ABC, I'd have to kill myself for just being such a horrible embarrassment. But it is, probably it was just like that. It was, they had all the people, they knew where they were. Maybe it was kind of like The Godfather, where Michael goes, we got people in the newspaper. Maybe they'd like a nice story about a cop. Cop got wound up in drugs, got what was coming to him. Maybe they'd like a story like that. We got people on the payroll, don't we? Don't we, Paulie? Yeah, they may like a story like that. I like that part right there. Anyway, 1880, another giant scam goes foisted upon the people of mostly France at $100 a share. And as I said, within 3 years later, what a deal. CMG, I don't actually have a story out here. Did want to look at one of the charts out here, though, and trying to figure out how I get it. CMG, no, not, yeah. I wanted CMG, not that one. Where's the other one? I got dueling charts here, so I'm going to have to figure out where the other one is. There it is. CMG down to 516 earlier this morning. But anyway, Chipotle Mexican Grill. This happened on Friday on the air with Tom O'Brien and I, but apparently they guided down a great deal. And as soon as they guided down, everybody apparently got short. And, of course, it was time to run those suckers who got in late. I'm wondering if a lot of this stuff is being planned, but it certainly is opportunistic when we look at it. But the reason I wanted to get into it is just how many people are out here, and they're not shorting at 757. They've got to come in here and start shorting down here at these lows already, thinking that it's going to break the lows. Some people, especially in my longer-term newsletter, will notice that I tend to short stocks at the highs instead of waiting for them at the lows, because unfortunately, this is what you get a great deal of, and that is false breakdowns. Eventually, you get a stock that's just so short. Every time it makes one tick down, there's another guy standing there trying to make a buck on a $550 stock, and it just does not work. But of course, they came out Friday afternoon and started talking a bit about what it was going to take for them to turn things around, and especially with the same store sales being down fairly significant. And I guess maybe what I was talking about, I think it was during the break, so you guys didn't hear it. But I kept on thinking on Chipotle, is there a limit to how much food that they can actually get from farmers that isn't GMO, that isn't irradiated, that doesn't have anything? Of course, they had a lot of problems with the celery, I guess, in a lot of their food. But most of the other reason you don't hear about problems with celery with other folks is most folks irradiate it. They've got these big trucks, look like semi-trucks. And actually, they're built on a semi-truck so they can drag them around. And not much after they get the stuff out of the fields, they run it through this X-ray machine that literally has enough X-rays to kill any of these bugs. Some people think it is giving them radiation themselves, and it's not. It's just ionizing radiation. It doesn't impart any radiation in you. But of course, any bugs or any kind of small E. coli can be easily killed with these things. But a lot of people just think it's not honest. It's not. What are they saying in South Park now? It's not. You don't know what it means to have from farm to table. You just don't know it. But on Chipotle, that is the problem. Non-GMO cows. How do you prove it? Are they going to have other issues with chickens and other things like that? It's tough. It'd be like saying, okay, we're not going to raise corn anymore with fertilizer or any of these other crops. We could see a couple of billion people die pretty quickly if we decided that that was the way to go everywhere. Now, if you want to buy it, it's fine. My only question is there a limit to how much of this kind of stuff that farmers can grow and give them with a decent amount of quantity? Can they grow any more? It's becoming a problem. We'll be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crisp crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back. Just had to reboot here during the break, and going to take a minute for me to get everything reset up here. See what else we have. I need to get my chart, get that up and rolling. And we'll get that started. And then, of course, I've got some new charts I want to show today, but I'll get those up and running during the break. Anyway, hopefully we're back up and looking good. I think I've got everything going on here that I should. So we will get that. Always, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. And, of course, you can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, again, you can give me an email at path.com. Call me at 877-927-6648 or post a message in the den. Let's take back a look and see what the S&P is doing right now. Okay, we're off 19 points, 2.5 billion shares. So volume moderate. Doesn't look like we're going to break up. Doesn't look like we're going to break down, at least with the volume we have now. And we'll see that. Anyway, we were talking about CMG. And I wanted to look at some other stuff. I wanted to look at Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. I'll show that after the break. I need to get my other charts up and running. Anyway, I wanted to look at charts, especially that were in the last reporting period that had huge short interest. As I said in the beginning of the show, I suspect what's going to happen is volume's going to start tapering out here. Besides the Fed on their meeting on the 17th of December, when they announced the rate hike that they've announced now 20 times, don't think it's going to be much of a surprise. It's very tough for, did the dollar hold its high today? Nah, it didn't, but it certainly didn't go back and turn around, trading up at least another 30 cents today, 89.65, 98.65, excuse me, 98.65, yep. And it looks to me like maybe we had a big action on that, but just looks like a temporary setback for the dollar to me. I think it's probably now set up to go back up to the 103, 106 area on its next run. It needs to break 100 first, and it won't be tomorrow, probably. It'll probably be a week or 2 weeks, and it's going to do some back and forth. It's going to consolidate here. Then I think it's just going to continue up. I don't see anything that really makes me think that they won't continue to raise next year for a whole percentage rate as they go farther. Now, stocks that have at least 25% short interest in the last reporting cycle, that's what I wanted to go through some of these today. First one I want to look at is Arch Coal. And somebody had a good question last week, and that is, what's going to happen here? And the answer is that you can have some big moves, even in these companies here, when people want to take profits. I'm not saying it's going to happen in Arch Coal, but guess what? Would it take anything to see this thing go to $1.50 or $2 with 40% short interest, whatever it is? All you would need is a little glimmer out here to make this thing pop, and that's why I think it's if you had shorts, what do if you short this thing at $20 and it's now $1, do you really need to continue holding on for that last dollar? And to me, it is just kind of ridiculous. But there are some other stocks out here that aren't in the basement. But I'm going to start really looking at a lot of these that we bring up out here that are looking lower. And what else do we have out here? There was one or two of these out here that I thought were very interesting. Allegiant Pharmaceuticals, AEGR. This is another one that looks like it could be setting up out here. You had a huge volume date on the 10th of November that had 5.7 million shares, and kind of right below it on this. But volume for the most part is just so ridiculous. This is where I'm going to say that the warning signs are out in a lot of these stocks. Be extremely careful. Whether it's a $10 stock or anything else. I would say that all it takes is one little poof in the light volume we're going to see in the weeks ahead to see this stock run into $12.50. And we're going to talk about the Green Mountain Coffee Roasters and why somebody is probably losing their everything today when we get back.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's true. Life is all about choices. At Everbank, they're making it easy for you to make a smart one with this special cash offer. Open a new yield pledge money market account with funds from another financial institution, or deposit new funds into an existing yield pledge money market account, and you could earn up to a $500 cash reward. And if you're opening a new account, you'll also get their new higher 6-month bonus interest rate, along with their yield pledge promise that ensures your yield will always be in the top 5% of competitive accounts at banks nationwide. Open a new account or add to one. It's your choice. To qualify, you must meet balance and other limited time offer requirements. Go to everbank.com/TFNN for details and deposit options, or speak with one of their banking specialists at 1-855-750-4051 for more information. You must act by December 31st, 2015 to be eligible. Everbank is a member FDIC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We talked a couple of weeks ago about how I'd been working on systems to actually show the short interest in stocks, and I'm starting to display it both in my newsletter and on the show here. Normally, you only get short volume on a number of days, and that is that it ends up being problematic in that you for years, in fact, my whole trading career, all I've known about short interest is that it's reported every 2 weeks. It could be as old as 24 days. And of course, you basically, if you're short on the 15th or on the end of the month, you have to report it. But if you wanted to short a stock on the 1st of the month and cover that short by the 14th, and then go short again on the 16th, and then cover it on the 30th, it would look like there was no short interest in that stock whatsoever. And of course, even if you did short it on the 1st of the month, they may not even know till the 24th. That's when it's reported. There is a way to extract or infer the short volume out of it. It is somewhat a statistical effort. The data is there. It is not one set of data, and they just say, hey, here's the short interest. It's busted up into a bunch of files. I started trying to do it with a spreadsheet and pulled my hair out. I started trying to write a program to do it, and it was taking 24 hours to put it all together. So I really had to figure out a way to go after this problem. And at least it's a little better now. It's down to about an hour and a half to digest all the data and actually kick out files that we can show you. I was literally doing it with a spreadsheet when I first started. So now I'm getting a lot more experience with actually seeing both the volume that you would normally see and the volume that we see every day, and the volume of what shorts are doing in a particular stock. I think it's pretty interesting. Anyway, I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth here between these. That is Green Mountain, the shorts. And what you're going to see out here, of course, we're going to flip back to the other one. But we had somebody come in here absolutely massively and get into this stock on on the 19th, and they dropped. Normally, there's a lot of people getting in and out of shares every day. This does not show when they covered, only that they went to the close of that day and they were short. So the next day they could have covered. My guess is that they weren't able to cover this massive amount of shorting on 5.4 million shares on the 19th. Of course, we flip to today, and you suddenly see that somebody probably lost in the neighborhood of 75 to 90% of their original investment in Keurig Green Mountain. And one of the problems with being short stocks after they've been clubbed like a baby seal. If you want to look at some of these others or wanted to have them, hopefully I've got the data. You can call me at 877-927-6648. We can look at the opposite side of the tables. And of course, I don't get this data till tonight, so we won't see the intraday data, but I can give you the data as of Friday as to what these stocks were doing and what the volume was. So we'll go back and look at that. But it is incredibly interesting. But it tells me something that I've known for a while and we've talked about, and that is that other shorts are probably your worst enemy when you are shorting. You want to be shorting when nobody else is and the market's ready to crack. And a lot of times, even when we look at stocks today that are still getting pounded, like GoPro, sometimes there just isn't a play. This thing's done nothing but go straight down since the high of August 10th. And notice nobody talking about it on CNBC. Not a peep, not a word. They took these people to the cleaners like those people in France took the people that bought the Panama Canal to the cleaners. This thing out at 1725 today. And I don't know what else you can say about it other than that. It is a fairly interesting move out here, and that is, everybody knew it. You couldn't short this thing. This is one of the stocks that everybody was going after, and so much that everybody knew that it was a horrible stock, that even at $90, they were charging you $10 to $15 to $20 to short the stock up there. That meant that the stock had to go down $20 before you just broke even. And, we can talk a lot about how some of these things work, but it is rare to see that. Now, if we wanted to go back and look at the opposite side of this, we can see what happened in the volume. And sometimes you get actual short volume. If you're looking here on Tiger TV or in the Den, I'm putting my mouse over it. When I bounce between these, you'll look right there and it'll say short volume, or it'll actually say long volume. Total volume. And but this way I can actually see what people are doing on a day-by-day basis. And that's why I am so kind of worried out here that a lot of people think that this market is headed down. The problem is that why there are a lot of GoPros out here, your chances to get short those are little or none. That the stocks that you are shorting, other people do have the ability to rip your lips off like Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, especially in lighter volume. So just be very careful about that. We wanted to get into the stocks that were short. We were talking about that before the break. Again, you can email me at path@tfnn.com, or you can post a message in the den. Molly Corp, would you buy Yahoo? Get the Alibaba spinoff? Is the core of Yahoo Biz worth anything? And I thought it really funny last Thursday and Friday that, for the most part, Mario Draghi was saying the market was wrong. And my guess is that the market wasn't wrong. It was sending him a clear and unambiguous message, and that was if this market, at least in Europe, doesn't get a ton more help, it's going much lower, much faster. The same thing with Yahoo. Forever it's been shown as $4 or $5 a share in that stock. And my guess is that the market is probably correct on it. Can they tell a big whopping lie and change that? You probably could. I wouldn't be short the thing. But is the core Yahoo Biz worth anything? Listen to a big discussion about it this weekend. And it was quite illuminating. I guess I ought to put a chart up on Yahoo while we're sitting here and see whether or not people are getting short this thing. Oh, that is short. No, sorry. That's why I needed two charts. I wanted to make sure everybody was looking at here. And what else do we have? Okay. That is not short volume. I'm going to have to change that. I'm just going to tell you. We'll make it through this day, and then we'll go on tomorrow. I actually got that working. A lot of this is a work in progress on my new invention for actually showing short volume. But anyway, what else do we have out here in Yahoo? That is, it did bounce off its lows, but it did make a higher volume low at 2720, 49 million shares. And that's probably going to get tested. The only thing I can see out here is that right now, the price of Yahoo bakes in the fact that they won't have $5 to $8 billion worth of taxes for selling Alibaba shares. And the only way that that would actually work is if Alibaba actually buys them in total and reverses that move. I don't see any reason that they want to get involved in Yahoo. So is it worth anything? Minus the shares out there? It's anybody's guess. The previous, I think on Friday, the previous CEO of Yahoo was on there, and he was saying, you know, Marissa Meyer's getting a bad rap. There's just so much you can do. I kind of gave it the same thing, and that is that she was hired to make the company look pretty and sellable and forward-looking and everything else. Everything she's done so far, if you just figured the business she was given was crap, hasn't gone anywhere. Everything she's bought's been shuttered and wrapped back in, has not changed the outlook of Yahoo one little bit. So the question is Yahoo at this point worth $35 when you don't know whether or not that $8 billion tax bill or whatever it is, $7 billion, could come due? The IRS, in their infinite wisdom, would not tell Yahoo whether it is or isn't going to be it. You just got to do it and then find out later, which is, isn't that just special? So I do have to say that I feel a little pity for Yahoo. It's not all of their own making. But I'm going to say that I'd say 90% of all the money from Alibaba is already in the stock price now. They're assuming that they're going to get it all out, which still means the core business of Yahoo is maybe worth about $5. So it is very tough for me to say that Yahoo is worth any more. I think the problem comes to be is if they get the cash and they sell it and everybody gets their $30 and Yahoo's worth $5, suddenly none of these funds can own them anymore. Their charters, almost all of these ETFs on almost everything else says that the stock has to be above $10. So what could you see? You could see a massive amount of selling in Yahoo if that core is not worth more than $10. And they're trying to figure some way out of that hole. If they can make this thing worth $12, then of course the funds can hang on to it. Why maybe all the stuff that she works on finally pans out. But the problem is that you get below $10 now on many of these bigger stocks that can't be in ETFs, and it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. They just continue being sold and sold more. And of course, you no longer have the big ETFs of the street that can buy it. So these things get trapped under that $10 level. It's kind of like falling through the ice and you don't know where the hole is to pop back up. You're just back in it. But I listened to probably maybe a 20-minute discussion of Yahoo over the weekend from a lot of people in Silicon Valley. It was a podcast of kind of insiders talking about some different things going on in the ad space and how Yahoo and others and Facebook actually work back into it. And I tell you what, if I was king for a day at Yahoo, could change everything with a magic wand, I don't know if there's anything they can really do to change what they are and what they do. Everybody says they're worth a lot of money. I just don't know how, but that's it. It's I think right now the question in the den is what is Alibaba worth, and I think it's worth $29 at $35 that Yahoo's trading at right now. That's what everybody says. So anyway, we'll look at some other charts. I see Tom O'Brien warming up for the closing, coming in for the ninth inning out here. Off 21 points on the S&P cash. Volume has been muted throughout the show. We're only up to 2.66 billion shares. And this is when the problem comes in for trading in December, and that is either getting a lot of action up or down. Normally is only comes from one way, and that is a massive short squeeze or a giant surprise to the downside because you've got such light volume. Okay, got a question in the den from some texter who's a long number from vtext.com. He says, do I see oil getting close to a bottom? And I think the first bounce point looks at about $36. I saw we were at 38. I didn't see what we're at right now. I'll look at it during the break too. But it is more problematic out here. But, you know, I tell you what, we talked about this last week, and that is a lot of these natural resources companies or commodities companies continue to hit these lows with lighter volume and continue to drift lower. Cliffs Natural, this is another one with massive, I think 30% short interest in it up for a $2 stock. I don't know, it just smacks of greed out here. I would have been long gone a $2 stock with 40% short interest. What it does open up, though, is if any turn in this at all, you've got 40% of the shares that need to be rebought. And why it's probably not going back up to $20. I could easily go back to $3 and people could lose 50% of what they've got down here already. Of course, if you're short at $20, probably not a big deal. But I just don't see a great deal in this either out here to be short. What is it? Control W. Yeah. I mean, we've got, 2 million shares out here today. You know, 207 is what this needs to test. We are probably close. But my guess is we could go another week with crude bouncing around these lows and not changing anything. We will be back. We'll look at Bail when we come back. We haven't talked about that one for a while.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're back. What else? What about Yahoo? We talked about gold. Somebody brought up Vail. This does not have as high a short interest. It got pretty good. In fact, let me bring that back up real quick. In fact, I need, since the NASDAQ is such pains about ad blockers, I actually have to bring it up with Chrome, which is one of the browsers I have out here that doesn't have an ad blocker on it. It's got 192 million shares. For Vail are short, 6.5 days to cover, which is pretty good, but not as bad as some of the others. So still a great deal. A little bit lighter. On the 30th of September, it had 8.6 days to cover. So at least a few people getting out of some of these. But this is another one as a good example that went a lot lower until we had, and actually broke the previous lows without a lot of volume until it actually had this huge gap down on the 30th of November. And that's what crude and all the other commodities, gold's not looking that good, GLD. I think, hang on a second. Let me bring that back. Gold really needed to hold a great deal of that. The only thing you can say out here is, at least for the ETF today, volume is very low on the gold on the pullback out here. But the next couple of days are probably going to be the most important on whether or not gold goes sub 1,000, I think. If this cannot hold the gains of last Friday, I think it's going to be very problematic for gold. And so you want to be watching this. Again, I'm not long it, nor would I be short it. But I do think that there is so much upside when this thing does finally turn that you don't want to be playing this thing on a week or a month basis. You want to be looking at this thing out years, and the way I'm looking at it. So could you make money tomorrow on it? Yes. I want to make money on it in the next few years like we did the first 5 years from about 2002 to 2007. And I think you could see that kind of move once again. But a lot of times these things can take years to bottom out. And I don't see any real big sign that says that. And, of course, I dislike, a strong dollar with gold. And, you're up 30 cents. Is that a big deal? Not a big deal. Again, the dollar movement's going to be a big deal over the next few days, too, for both crude and gold. Andy's got a few articles out over this weekend. I forgot to bring that up. What is that? Rough year for commodities. 2016 will be a better year for cotton prices. Message for those looking to pick a bottom in gold. Ugh. Anyway, check them out on Seeking Alpha. But what do we got? The last 45 seconds here. There are a ton of stocks out here that have massive short interest. If volume really does start waning, as I think it will in the probably next 3 or 4 days, just be very careful. Make sure that you know the short interest on your stock. If everybody in the world is shorting it, be very careful. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters is a cautionary tale for those that believe that stocks go one way, and that is down to the bottom and never to return. Some do, but not all. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.